yeah, I mean, my life has also changed because of the protests. Yours has, I think, pretty much everybody, even for the protesters. I mean, it was, one of those events that just you never saw it. You didn't see it coming, but when it happened, it was incredible. Just one of the most incredible experiences of my life. But yeah, I mean, where do we begin? Like, I remember meeting you at the Swiss Hotel, and you were a little apprehensive about a mainstream media journalist being in the room.
No, 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 no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I specifically asked, maybe you don't know this. I
Okay.
called Anthony Fury, what's it called?
Anthony Fury, yeah, who is now with True North.
That's right. So I called
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
Me and Tom called him and said, listen, because I said, I want to at least try
Yeah.
to get somebody affiliated with legacy media who is credible and honest.
Hmm.
So we called Anthony and we were going through he's listing a couple of names. And then he said, you know who would be good? Rupa would
Hmm.
be good. She's in Ottawa and she's an honest actor. She's not going to,
Yeah.
promulgate a narrative if it's false.
Right.
And I said, okay, and got your email address and I sent you an email. So I actually wanted you
That's
to be
right. My
right. And
bad.
at that
My
point, I think
bad.
you were writing it was for the National Post.
Yeah, yeah, I still am. I mean, I'm still a freelancer for them, but yeah, no, actually, you're absolutely right. I think I'm mixing you up with several of the other people who were at the Swiss Hotel, and they were a little apprehensive, I think, about legacy media journalists being in the room. But yes, I absolutely remember Anthony Fury emailing me and saying there's this press conference, please go to it if you can. And I'm glad I did because I thought that was a very important event in helping set sort of this narrative, your own narrative, right? And already before the protesters that even they even came to the Capitol, you already had this establishment narrative from the mainstream media and others that these guys were a bunch of far right, nut jobs, going to pull a January 6th style insurrection and blah, blah, blah. And whatever you think of the January 6th thing, whether it actually, it was, if it was, a nothing burger or there was something to it. I don't, it doesn't matter. The point is that, there was a lot of fear mongering at that point. And I'm glad I spent that whole day walking through the protests, and then I came to the press conference, and I wanted to hear you guys, and I wanted to ask you those questions. And I remember asking you, so what do you say to people who say that this is what you're up to? And you were extremely honest.
Yeah, I mean, the legacy media at that point, from my perspective, was
Yeah.
largely trying to ignore it. So there was only a
Mhm.
couple of stories about it. And yeah, of course, they were trying to smear and admonish us.
Right.
It is what it is, but really didn't seem to get a lot of traction. It still didn't hit like the mainstream of legacy media. It was still kind of flying under the radar. You could tell they didn't know what to do at that point and how to deal with it. And that's why, we did that press conference, which was 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you left, me and Tamara did an hour with Rebel News,
Mm-hmm.
and hoping that would get the full story out in our context. That never saw the light of day. I still don't know to this day why. Still haven't gotten
Yeah.
an answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, the legacy media, they can say whatever they want. I can say, Justin Trudeau kills puppy dogs. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make it true, but that's what they do, and that's what they did to us. And I knew over time
Yeah.
that if we remained peaceful, we stayed in that aura of positivity and had this community feeling about us, which we really tried to work on. That's what ended up getting the bouncy castles and the barbecues and the soup kitchens and all that sort of stuff.